My friends, every morning when we wake up, we are given a fresh start, a new opportunity to walk in faith, to embrace the grace that has been given to us, and to face the world with courage. But the world is filled with voices, pulling us in different directions, trying to shake our confidence and weaken our spirit. That is why we must remind ourselves daily of the truth that never changes. You may wake up feeling weary. You may face challenges that seem insurmountable, but let me tell you something. God has not forgotten you. He has placed within you the strength to rise again, to move forward, to believe that today can be different. First, remind yourself that you are loved, not just by the people around you, but by the one who formed you before you were even born. There is no mistake too great, no failure too deep that can separate you from that love. Second, tell yourself that you have a purpose. You are not here by accident. The trials you face, the struggles you endure are shaping you for something greater. Hold on, because your story is not over yet. Next, remember that you are never alone. Even when it feels like the world has turned its back on you, even when you sit in silence with no one to call, there is one who is always near. He hears every cry, sees every tear, and walks beside you through every valley. And you must tell yourself to choose faith over fear. Fear will paralyze you, make you doubt, make you shrink back from what you were meant to do. But faith will lift you up, push you forward, and remind you that nothing is impossible. Speak to your heart and say, I am forgiven. Too many walk in shame, carrying burdens they were never meant to bear. But when grace touches a life, it wipes the slate clean. Walk in that freedom today. Declare that you will not be defeated. Life will test you. You will have moments of weakness. But you were not made to give up. Strength is not found in avoiding the battle. It's found in facing it with the confidence that victory has already been secured. Say to yourself, I will be kind. In a world filled with bitterness and division, be the one who chooses love. A simple word of encouragement, a helping hand, a heart willing to forgive. These can change a life. Remind yourself to be grateful. There is always something to give thanks for, always a reason to rejoice. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present, and it opens the door to joy. And above all, tell yourself daily, I will trust in the Lord when the path is uncertain, when the answers don't come, when the storms rage. Hold fast to the one who is unshakable. He has carried you this far, and he will not fail you now. My friends, these are not just words. They are truths that will transform your life if you hold them close. Say them, believe them, live them, and watch as each day becomes an opportunity to walk in faith, in hope, and in the assurance that you are never alone. Every single day we are faced with voices from the world, voices from our past, voices of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. These voices try to shape the way we see ourselves, the way we live, and the way we respond to life's challenges. But in the midst of all this noise, there is a greater truth, a truth that does not change, a truth that gives life, hope, and purpose. And that truth must be spoken, not just once, not just when we feel strong, but every single day. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you hear might be the voice of worry. It tells you that today will be like yesterday, that the problems you faced before will still be there, that nothing will change. But that is not the truth. The truth is that today is a new day, filled with new mercies, new opportunities, and new strength. You are not bound by the struggles of yesterday. You have the power to rise, to move forward, to walk with confidence, because you are not walking alone. There are moments when you will feel unworthy. You will look at your past mistakes, your failures, your regrets, and you will hear a voice telling you that you are not enough. But that is a lie. The truth is that you are loved beyond measure. Nothing you have done, nothing you have failed to do can separate you from that love. It is a love that does not depend on your perfection, but is given freely, unconditionally. You must remind yourself of this truth, especially when you don't feel it, because feelings change, but the truth remains. Doubt will try to creep into your heart. It will whisper that you are not capable, that you are not strong enough, that you will never accomplish what you were meant to do. But the truth is that you were created with purpose. There is a reason for your existence, and there is a path before you that only you can walk. Every challenge, every obstacle, every moment of difficulty is not meant to break you, but to build you. You must speak this truth over yourself, even when the road seems unclear. Fear will tell you to hold back, to stay where it feels safe, to avoid risk, to not step out in faith. It will try to convince you that you are not ready, that you are not capable, that failure is inevitable. But the truth is that you are not given a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and of a sound mind. You are not meant to shrink back. You are meant to move forward with courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is choosing to trust in something greater than fear. There will be times when you feel alone, times when you believe no one understands, no one sees, no one cares. In those moments, the voice of loneliness can be overwhelming. But the truth is that you are never alone. There is one who walks with you through every valley, who sees every tear, who knows every burden you carry. Even when the world turns away, even when friends fail, even when you sit in silence with no one to call, you are not abandoned. This is a truth that must be spoken every day, because the enemy of your soul wants you to believe otherwise. Guilt and shame will try to weigh you down. They will remind you of every wrong decision, every misstep, every time you have fallen short. They will try to convince you that you cannot be forgiven, that you cannot start again. But the truth is that grace is greater than any mistake. Forgiveness is real, and it is available. You do not have to carry the weight of yesterday's failures, because mercy is new every morning. When you wake up, you must tell yourself, I am forgiven, I am free, I am not defined by my past. It is easy to focus on what is missing, on what is broken, on what is not going the way we had hoped. The world tells us that we are lacking, that we need more to be happy, that we will never be satisfied, but the truth is that gratitude changes everything. When you choose to see the blessings in your life, no matter how small, your perspective shifts. Instead of focusing on what is missing, you begin to see what is present. Gratitude opens the door to joy, to peace, to contentment. And that is something you must remind yourself of daily. There is a battle for your mind, for your heart, for your future. The voices of doubt, fear, shame, and insecurity will always try to speak louder. But you have a choice. You can choose to listen to them, or you can choose to speak truth over your life. The words you tell yourself matter. They shape the way you think, the way you act, the way you live. And when you choose to speak truth, when you choose to remind yourself of what is real, of what is unchanging, of what is eternal, you step into the life you were created to live. Fear is a powerful force. It has the ability to grip the heart, to paralyze the soul, to keep people from stepping into the fullness of their purpose. Fear whispers that the unknown is dangerous, that failure is inevitable, that the risk is too great. It builds walls that keep people locked inside their comfort zones, afraid to move forward, afraid to trust, afraid to believe. But there is something greater than fear, something stronger, something unshakable. That is faith. And when faith takes root in the heart, fear loses its power. Life is filled with uncertainty. No one knows what tomorrow will bring. The future is unknown, and the unknown can be frightening. But faith is the antidote to that fear. Faith does not require knowing every detail, having every answer, or seeing the full picture. Faith simply trusts. It trusts that there is a greater plan, that there is a path even when it is not visible, that there is a purpose even in the struggle. Fear asks, what if everything goes wrong? Faith responds, what if everything goes right? Fear thrives in the mind. It plants seeds of doubt, whispering that you are not strong enough, not smart enough, not capable enough to handle what lies ahead. It tells you to stay where it is safe, to avoid the challenge, to run from the battle. But faith speaks a different language. Faith says, you are not alone. You are stronger than you think. You were created with a purpose, and you have everything you need to fulfill it. Faith does not ignore the challenges. It simply refuses to let them dictate the outcome. There will always be reasons to be afraid. There will always be situations that seem impossible, mountains that seem too high to climb, valleys that seem too deep to walk through. But faith is not dependent on circumstances. It does not waver when the road is difficult, and it does not retreat in the face of adversity. Faith moves forward even when the way is unclear. It steps out even when the path is uncertain. It believes even when the evidence is not yet visible. Fear focuses on limitations. It magnifies obstacles and minimizes potential. It makes problems seem bigger than they really are and convinces people that they are smaller than they really are. But faith sees things differently. Faith sees opportunity where fear sees failure. Faith sees growth where fear sees struggle. Faith sees possibility where fear sees defeat. And that perspective changes everything. Fear will always try to control your life. It will try to dictate your decisions, shape your future, and keep you from stepping into what you were meant to do. It will try to convince you that you are not ready, that the risk is too great, that you will not succeed. But faith is a choice. It is a decision to believe in something greater than fear, greater than doubt, greater than the obstacles ahead. It is a decision to trust that even when the way is uncertain, the journey is worth taking. Faith does not eliminate fear, but it overcomes it. It pushes past the feelings of uncertainty, the doubts, the insecurities, and chooses to move forward anyway. It is not the absence of fear that makes a person strong, but the ability to walk through it with confidence. Courage is not never feeling afraid. It is choosing to act despite the fear. Faith says, I may not have all the answers, but I will take the next step. I may not see the whole path, but I will trust the one who does. There will always be challenges in life. There will always be seasons of uncertainty, moments of doubt, times when fear tries to take over. But faith is the anchor that holds firm. It does not change with the circumstances, and it does not crumble under pressure. It stands strong, unmoved, unshaken. It is the foundation that allows a person to walk through storms with peace, to face trials with confidence, to live with the assurance that they are not alone. Fear is a thief. It steals joy, peace, opportunities, and potential. It keeps people from pursuing dreams, from taking chances, from living fully. But faith restores what fear tries to take away. It brings hope where there was despair, strength where there was weakness, and courage where there was hesitation. Faith does not ignore reality, but it believes that there is something greater beyond what can be seen. And when faith takes root in the heart, fear loses its grip. It no longer has the final word. Instead, faith leads the way, lighting the path, giving strength to move forward, and reminding the soul that no matter what comes, there is nothing to fear. From the very beginning, Before you ever took your first breath, you were known. You were not an accident, not a mistake, not a random existence. You were created with intention, with care, with a purpose that is uniquely yours. In a world that often tries to define people by their past, their failures, or their struggles, it is easy to forget this truth. It is easy to believe the lies that say you are not enough, that you have no value, that your life does not matter. But those are lies. The truth is that you are deeply, unconditionally, and eternally loved. Love is not based on what you have done or what you have failed to do. It is not given because you have earned it, and it is not taken away when you fall short. It is constant, unwavering, and unshaken by circumstances. No mistake, no failure, no weakness can separate you from this love. Even in the moments when you feel unworthy, even when you struggle to believe it, the love that has been placed upon you remains. It is not dependent on your performance, and it does not change with the seasons of your life. There will be times when you feel unseen, times when you wonder if anyone truly cares, if anyone truly understands. In those moments, the weight of loneliness can be overwhelming, but you are not alone. Even when the world is silent, even when it feels like no one is listening, you are heard. Every tear, every whispered prayer, every unspoken pain is known. You are never forgotten, never abandoned, never left to navigate this life without guidance. You are held, even when you do not realize it. You were not placed on this earth without reason. Your life is not without meaning. There is a purpose within you, something that only you can fulfill. It may not always be clear. There may be seasons of uncertainty, moments when you wonder if you are on the right path. But just because you cannot see the full picture does not mean that there is no plan. Every experience, every trial, every victory, and every setback is shaping you, preparing you for what lies ahead. Nothing is wasted. Even the broken pieces, even the moments of pain are being woven into something greater. Purpose is not always found in grand moments. It is often found in the simple acts of love, in the quiet moments of faithfulness, in the unseen sacrifices made for others. It is not about being the most successful, the most accomplished, or the most recognized. It is about walking in the calling placed upon your life, using what you have been given to make a difference in the lives of those around you. Purpose is not measured by the standards of the world. It is measured by the impact left on the hearts of others. There will be days when doubt creeps in, when you question if you are making a difference, when you wonder if your life truly matters. But the truth does not change because of feelings. You have been placed here for a reason. There is something within you that the world needs. Your kindness, your strength, your compassion, your voice. These are not accidental. They were given to you for a purpose. And when you walk in that purpose, lives are touched, hearts are changed, and the world is a little bit brighter. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not defined by the times you have fallen short. Your worth is not measured by the opinions of others, by your past failures, or by the struggles you face. You are loved simply because you were created to be loved. You have a purpose simply because you were placed here for a reason. No circumstance, no setback, no hardship can take that away. You were made for more than just surviving. You were made to live, to grow, to shine, to love, and to fulfill the purpose that has been placed within you. Hold on to that truth, especially in the moments when doubt tries to cloud your heart. When the voices of fear, insecurity, and unworthiness try to speak, silence them with the knowledge that you are here for a reason. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are loved deeply and completely. And your life has a purpose that is greater than you can imagine. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Keep walking in the truth that you are here for a reason. And the best is yet to come. There is a weight that many people carry, often without realizing it. It is the weight of past mistakes, of wounds left by others, of regrets that seem too deep to heal. It is a burden that weighs down the heart, making it difficult to move forward, to embrace joy, to experience peace. But there is a way to be free. There is a way to release the chains that hold so many captive. That way is through forgiveness and gratitude. These two powerful choices have the ability to transform a life, to heal what was broken, and to bring true freedom. Forgiveness is not always easy. When someone has hurt you, when trust has been broken, when pain runs deep, the idea of forgiving can feel impossible. The heart naturally wants justice, wants retribution, wants the other person to feel the pain they have caused. But holding on to anger does not bring healing. Holding on to resentment does not undo the past. Instead, it keeps the wound open, allowing bitterness to take root. Forgiveness is not about excusing what was done. It is not about saying that the pain was insignificant. It is about choosing to let go of the burden, choosing to release the hold that the past has on your heart. There are times when the hardest person to forgive is yourself. Mistakes from the past can linger in the mind, replaying over and over again, reminding you of every wrong decision, every failure, every moment you wish you could change. Guilt and shame become constant companions, whispering that you are not worthy, that you will never be free from your past. But that is not the truth. No one is beyond redemption. No one is too broken to be made whole again. Forgiveness, true forgiveness, allows you to move forward. It allows you to step into a future that is not defined by yesterday. Gratitude is another key that unlocks freedom. In a world that constantly tells people they need more to be happy, it is easy to focus on what is missing rather than what is present. It is easy to look at life and see only the struggles, the hardships, the things that have not gone according to plan. But gratitude shifts that perspective. It opens the eyes to the blessings that are already there, to the small moments of joy, to the gifts that have been given each day. It is not about ignoring difficulties or pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about choosing to see the good even in the midst of the struggle. When gratitude fills the heart, there is no room for resentment. When a person focuses on what they have rather than what they lack, bitterness loses its power. Gratitude changes the way people see their circumstances. Instead of dwelling on what has gone wrong, they begin to see how even the challenges have shaped them, strengthened them, and prepared them for what is ahead. It is not always easy to be thankful in every situation, but there is always something to be grateful for. Even in the hardest moments, even in the seasons of pain, there are still reasons to give thanks. Forgiveness and gratitude go hand in hand. Forgiveness releases the burden of the past, and gratitude opens the heart to the blessings of the present. Together they bring freedom. A heart that forgives is no longer weighed down by anger and resentment. A heart that is grateful is no longer trapped by dissatisfaction and longing. When these two choices are made daily, life becomes lighter, peace becomes greater, and joy becomes more abundant. There will always be opportunities to hold on to hurt, to dwell on past mistakes, to focus on what is missing. But there will also always be opportunities to choose differently, to let go instead of holding on, to give thanks instead of complaining, to release instead of remaining bound. Freedom does not come from changing the past. It comes from changing the way the past is carried. It comes from choosing to forgive, to be grateful, and to walk forward unburdened, unchained, and free. Life is full of twists and turns, moments of joy and moments of sorrow, seasons of certainty and seasons of confusion. There are times when everything seems to fall into place, and then there are times when nothing makes sense. It is in those uncertain moments, in the valleys of life, that trust is tested. It is easy to have faith when things are going well, but real trust is built in the times when answers do not come quickly, when the road ahead is unclear, when prayers seem to go unanswered. That is, when trusting in God's plan becomes more than just words. It becomes a choice, a decision to believe that there is a purpose, even in the waiting, even in the struggles, even in the things that do not go the way we had hoped. There is something within the human heart that longs for control. People want to know what is coming next, to understand every detail of the journey, to have a clear and predictable path forward. But life does not work that way. There are detours, unexpected hardships, and moments when it feels like everything is falling apart. In those times, fear and doubt try to take over. Worry creeps in, whispering questions like, what if things don't get better? What if I make the wrong decision? What if I am not where I am supposed to be? But trust says, I may not understand, but I will believe. I may not see the full picture, but I will hold on to the one who does. God's plan is not always revealed in the way people expect. Sometimes the doors that seem perfect remain closed, while others that were never considered begin to open. Sometimes what looks like a setback is actually a setup for something greater. Trust means believing that even in disappointment, even in delay, there is a purpose beyond what can be seen. It means understanding that what feels like a detour is often the very road that leads to where you were always meant to be. Patience is often one of the hardest parts of trusting in the plan. Waiting is never easy. There are moments when it feels like nothing is happening, like prayers are going unanswered, like time is slipping away without progress. But trust is not about seeing immediate results. It is about believing that in the unseen, in the quiet, in the moments of stillness, something is happening. Growth is taking place. Doors are being prepared to open. The path is being made ready, even when it cannot yet be seen. There will be moments when life does not make sense. Tragedy strikes, plans fall apart, dreams seem to slip away. In those moments, it is natural to ask, why? It is natural to wonder if things will ever get better. But trust does not require having all the answers. It does not mean understanding every reason behind every hardship. It means holding on, even when the reasons are not clear. It means believing that there is a purpose, even in the pain, even in the things that feel unfair, even in the seasons of loss. Looking back, there are always moments that prove the faithfulness of God. There are times when things did not go according to plan, but in hindsight, it became clear that there was a better way, a greater outcome, a blessing that could not have been seen at the time. Trust is built by remembering those moments, by holding on to the truth that if He was faithful before, He will be faithful again. The same God who brought you through past challenges will bring you through the ones you are facing now. Letting go of control is not easy. It requires surrender, a willingness to place every fear, every desire, every unanswered question into hands that are greater than our own. It is not a one-time decision, but a daily choice. To trust in the timing, to trust in the process, to trust that even in the waiting, even in the unknown, even in the struggles, the plan is still unfolding. And in that trust, there is peace. Not because the road is easy, but because the destination is secure. Not because every question is answered, but because every step is guided. Trust is what allows the heart to rest, knowing that even when the way is uncertain, the one who leads is faithful.